Hey everybody, Steve, Hookah Steve on Instagram and on the interwebs. You may have seen some of my reviews out there. Some manufacturers use my feedback for the products they're putting out there. So I'm kind of big into hookah and the shisha scene, and I do like to kind of share my opinion on things. And so I'm going to start putting out more of the YouTube videos for products that are great and products that suck and people should avoid. I have some brands that I truly love, and some brands that have just come out of nowhere and made some pretty good products. And depending on where you're at in the country, that will dictate your access to it. But with the internet and whatnot, you should still be able to acquire most brands that are out there. You just have to order it, and it might be coming from Texas or whatnot. So, one of the neutral states, I guess, when it comes to tobacco laws. So it's just depending on where you live and what you can buy locally, and if you have a great shop nearby. If not, just order it online, and you'll be able to find some really good deals. Today's review is going to be on coals. So the shisha coal itself is a big part of your smoking experience. So you're a big part of your hookah experience. And when you go to a hookah bar, a lot of hookah bars, if you don't tell them, they will use the quick light coals, and those are terrible. They're terrible for you. They're terrible tasting. I've never liked them. I only like natural coals. If they bring me one with quick lights on it, I ask, hey, can you switch this out for, natural coal? And sometimes they bring out Coco Naras, and I could tell those suck too. And here's what I'm talking about. So the first brand is Coco Nara. Everybody knows if you smoke hookah, this is the brand that your shop probably has, and it's the best on the planet. It used to be. Coco Nara is the name brand. They have the prettiest graphics in the world. It was the staple of hookah. I mean, look at the size of these coals, right? Don't they look beautiful? That's not what you get in the box. What you get in the box is 12 millimeter, these half cubes that light up quick and burn out even quicker. You get maybe 30, 40 minutes at most, and I'm being really generous with that, on three coals on a decent head. And they have gone down in quality substantially while the price has skyrocketed. So they tell you it's 120 pieces of art, when really in this skinny little shitty box, you could have probably fit 60 regular square cube coals. And so they kind of give you some false advertisement here, because they show square cubes on, if you look here, so I see a square cube there, but then I see what's really there, and it's about half of the cube. Take a cube and split it in half, so it's about 12 to 1.5 millimeter cube. The 25 millimeter ones, the real blocks, are coming out of some manufacturers you have never heard of. Neither have I. Last few years, Native Charcoal came out, and these are fantastic. They're so into what they do. They actually give you specs on the side of it. So max moisture, this is for storage. How much ash? 4% out of it, and that's believable. When you first heat them up, volatile matter is max 15. This is specs from the manufacturing process. Fixed carbon, minimum of 75%. So they tell you where it's made. They don't hide anything shady. They didn't change anything. Natural Resource Company, I guess, is the manufacturer of that, and I believe they do make a lot of brands. So you might see that name on other brands, but people have different specs of what they want for their coals. And I love these right now. They're my favorite for two reasons. One, look how big this box is. This shit is ginormous. It lasts me a month. I mean, maybe longer sometimes. You get a hell of a lot of coals. I don't even think there's a specific number on here, but it's 1.5 kilos, so it's 1,500 grams of coal. That's a lot of coal for $12. You can't beat it, and it's big squares. They're big, beautiful. I have a full box downstairs. I should have brought it. It's fantastic, and I believe the same manufacturing goes for this one. I kept these boxes. Went through these in the last couple months. I'm pretty sure that this is the same manufacturer as Native. The coals smoke about the same, but charcoal blaze been really big. I've been loving these. Same price, $12.99 per box, or you get two for like 25 at the shop that I love in Fresno. And I'll give them a shout out below. They are pretty awesome guys, and they carry fantastic products. And they're real hookah heads. They actually built a hookah bar next door, which is awesome. So they love their product. They're really into it. And there's no shadiness about it. If they don't like something and they have it on the shelf and they tell you it's not our favorite, you might like it, because, like many things, hookah is subjective. Some people love flavors. Middle Eastern people love the double apple. I'm not really into that flavor, but I like the triple apple from El Amir. Al Amir, yeah, that's the name of the brand, and they make a triple apple, and it's amazing. Double apple from like Al Fakir, it's nice. It's just not my favorite, and like the grapes and whatnot. But that's because we have different palates. It's a cultural thing. It has nothing to do with preference or anything. It's not an Americanized flavor. Some people love it. I know a lot of Americans that don't. They like the fruitful flavors and the fruity stuff and whatnot. Watermelon, fruit punches, and whatnot. Fumari puts out a lot of those really fruity, rich flavors, and they're really sweet. And some people are just not into that. So that really dictates what your tastes are. And I love that those guys are able to tell you specifically, hey, this is what you might like. We don't like it, but that's because there are some cultural differences, and there's nothing wrong with that. That's why I think the great thing about hookah is that it unifies a lot of us. You go to a hookah bar and you see people from all cultures hanging out, enjoying it, and talking. Not dancing and being maniacs, just talking and hanging out. So I'm a big proponent of extracurricular activities that involve people conversating and having intellectual conversations. I've never went to a hookah bar and had a boring conversation. Not even kidding. So, Charcoal Blaze or Native Charcoal. These are the two brands that I highly recommend right now because you can get them dirt cheap. You get a kilo and a half. That is a hell of a lot of coal for your money, and it's $4 or $5 cheaper than this trash that used to be fantastic. Coconut used to be great, and you could taste the coconut flavor when it heated up. And now it just doesn't have it. I don't know. This is the third box that I've tried, and why spend $17, 15, $17 on this when for cheaper you can have a real flavorless coal that heats up nicely, evenly? Oh, that's a fantastic thing about it. If you've got a propane grill outside with a burner, and you use these, the linearity of heat, how flat it is, how perfectly every part of the charcoal's heated up is phenomenal, and that's on either one of these. I've been a little more lenient on the native charcoals lately, and I don't think any particular reason. I don't think that there's any real difference between these two. Somebody I think at the shop actually told me that they noticed that these have been better, but it may have just been a better batch, and that happens. Like any process, it's a batch. These are materials that people cut and make, and hopefully Coconara snaps out of it one day and starts making some good product. But right now, it sucks. Don't buy it until they fix whatever problem it is. But I think they've sold their manufacturing or sold the company to somebody who's making trash product now to try to increase profit margins because their namesake is huge. They probably outsell everybody in the industry, probably tenfold. Everybody knows Coconut. Nobody's heard of these. Charcoal Blaze and Native Charcoal. Nobody knows what this shit is. You say Coconut, people that don't smoke hookah know what the hell that is. So I would say give these brands a chance if they are local to you, or check on some of the hookah websites. I think Hookah John has his own, the titanium coals and whatnot. But if he is pushing something similar to this, I'd say give it a shot. If they're in these big 1.5 kilo boxes, they're fantastic products. I think they're all coming out of the same facility, and there is no difference. Both Indonesian manufacturing plants, and probably in the same spot. So if that's the case, these guys did a fantastic job. I don't care what name you slap on it. This is a better coal. Coconara needs to step their game up because they're getting blown out by tenfold. And I'll tell you this: if you walk into that shop in Fresno, you will see a small batch of Coconara, and you will see a pallet of Charcoal Blaze and a pallet of Native, because these are selling. Coconut is not, because people are mad. It's not a great product anymore. It used to be. It sucks now. So solve the problem. Go elsewhere. Spend your money with another brand. So I definitely recommend Charcoal Blaze. Probably a little more recognizable of a brand. You've probably seen them on Instagram. They have a decent following. But Native is the Black Knight. It's fantastic. So give it a shot if you like it. Let me know, post and comment below if you have any other questions on other charcoal brands that I haven't talked about. Let me know. I've used pretty much all of them, but I'm not into quick lights. If you're a quick light fan, stop it. Stop lying to yourself. Stop letting the guy at the shop, he's just trying to sell a product to you. Do not buy quick lights. If you're smoking at home, if you go to a bar and you can't afford for the $2 upgrade, to the uh, native charcoals and whatnot, the coconut based charcoals, then naturals, then I understand. Keep if it's money based and whatnot, it really changes your experience. The heat control that in the time frame, these last a hell of a lot longer. You pay a little bit more, but the value you get out of it triples the length of time by which you can use that same bowl. Shake it up, throw another set of coals on it. It's fantastic. I know that some bars only use natural coals now, and thumbs up to you. A lot of bars on the East Coast are still doing quick lights, and that sucks. I don't think you should be giving quick lights to your customers. I know it's a cheap way to heat up a hookah, and it does because of the shape. It is easier and safer to mount, and I only wish that these guys had a way to make similar shapes with the natural charcoal. But until that's solved, I don't care. I'd rather go natural and just not touch the hookah, not be a maniac around it, and have a fantastic experience with quality shisha, backed by really good coals. So, if you have any questions, comment below. Let me know what you think, and I hope you like this review. I have some more coming on some other brands that manufacturers have sent me, and as well as hookah stands. I am good friends with the owner of hookahstands.com, and the development process that he went through to really put out a really cool hookah stand. The first one that they made, the round one with the wheels, I actually have had that one for over a year and a half now, and I beat on it every day and hasn't broken. A little scuffed up because I'm a big dolt, but fantastic product. So I'll be doing a video review on those with some photos I'm going to shoot, and I'm going to take those up to the mountains, do some really cool stuff with it. So stay tuned. Talk to you guys soon. Thanks.